All right, our very first official Coreset draft. Ready to go. I already mentioned this on stream, but for those of you guys watching this on YouTube, this new bird outside my window is our friend. What should we name him? Oh boy. Okay, I actually hate this rare. I don't think it's any good. It's a complete build around card, and we could try to build around it now. But we are at Plat 1, so I'm pretty close to hitting Diamond. I haven't played this season hardly at all, so I'd like to try to finish out the season. I think the Liliana's Devotee is pretty busted. There's some really good black cards we could wheel. We'll definitely wheel like the Walking Corpse. Thallid and Archer I think are both better than normal. I would like to try to pack one, pick one Speaker of the Heavens and try and like get that deck. I think it would not be unrealistic to try to get 2 of them. It seems like a rare that you could pick up very late. It's a big payoff. But I feel like the zombie deck is going to be a little bit under the radar. And if you get lucky and you get 2 of the Lords, he's going to be pretty strong, I think. So we got Faith's Fetters, the Gourmand, the Acolyte, all really good cards for us. Happy to wheel like any of those. Birdie McBirdface, I love it. I think the Acolyte's pretty good and it's gonna be good in this deck, but that's gonna come around. I would usually take Faded Fetters. I think this card's quite strong. We have some good wheel options with the Rites and the Lurker. Also, Crypt Lurker is gonna be a bit better in our deck as well because of if a creature has died, you may create another creature, so you could just potentially cycle away your tokens and make more tokens with cards like Crypt Lurker. We'll give this Faded Fetters a try. I'm not a huge fan of this card. It doesn't... Whenever you gain life, you may put that many +1/+1 counters on the creature. Which it doesn't trigger itself, it doesn't give lifelink, it doesn't do anything. It's a little on the pricey side. I think Eliminate's probably just the best card here. There is a lot of really powerful like 2-drop rares and stuff too. Surprisingly enough. Imp would be a great wheel. Mire wouldn't be bad if we ended up with like the 5/5 flyer guys. We're building up a bit here. Not seeing much in the way of white. I'm pretty happy to pick up a Skeleton Archer here, but I'm a little concerned that there is no more white and black in this. I think the life gain deck might be pretty good. Now that's not what we're going for, but the zombies are a good supplement to that. I think the Gnarled Sage and the Keen Guildmaster here are kind of signals. I'll take the Archer because I think he's on par with those cards. Alright, so now these are some really big signals, right? We got Capture Sphere, Turns to Slag, Roaming Ghostlight. I think Rousing Reed, also very powerful. So blue just looks wide open. All 3 of these cards I'm extremely happy to play. Even, you know, Rewind, probably my least favorite of the bunch, but Rain as well. I usually try to pick up my solid other cards first. My bounce spells and my capture spheres. Because we're playing black, I think I'm tempted to take the Roaming Light first over the capture sphere. Capture sphere usually goes pretty late. Solid flyers are great. And we have a solid backup with being able to take black removal as well. Another Gnarled Sage. Good Boros champion guy. Cancel's fine. Ranger's Guile I rate a lot higher, I think, than most players. But I'm fine with the cancel here. It's either that or the swooper. Swooper's not bad. And then we can stay kind of open. The nice thing about trying to go with the zombie plan here is that we don't actually need white, you know, white to make that work. So we could dip into the blue. I would like to... I think we'll get plenty of cancels. I'm gonna take the swooper. Ah, this is a good card though. Oh, Sky Scanner's also good. Another Guildmaster. Yeah, blue is just super open right now. Mind Rot has to be good in core. Well, this is best of one, and I don't always like Mind Rot just because there's a lot of aggressive cards in the format. I don't like to mainboard it, and this is best of one, so you're not really putting it in the side. I'll find room for it in some decks, but it's often one of the things I'll cut very early. I'm kind of torn between Sky Scanner and the Stitcher. I think the Stitcher is very good, and we don't really need the Sky Scanner as much if we go blue because it does have a lot of draw, has a lot of redraw. This is a very late Rousing Read. I think that's better than the Rewind by a fair amount. Alright, swoopers. Get out of here. So now, okay, so we have a Skeleton Archer, a Guildmaster, and a Walking Corpse. All cards that are pretty reasonable for us with Liliana's Devotee. Now, we only have the one, so I'm not super excited about picking up a Walking Corpse when there's other really good playables. We have no 2-drops. I'm going to take the Fiend Guildmaster. Very late roaming Ghost as well, I think. I mean, this is my first draft with the set, so I don't know if that's late. Maybe that card's just not as good as I think it is, but it feels good to me. Oh yeah, we're wide open. Rousing Read is a great card, honestly. It feels very good. It replaces itself and then some, gives you flying and the beats. Feels like a very strong card. Our bit badges came in today, guys. Alright, so not a fan of most of these uncommons. The Indulging uncommon is actually one of the cards I really wanted to open when we started the draft. When I was hoping to dip into white, that's definitely the card I was hoping to see. But I think we just have been way too wide open in the blue. None of the blue in this pack makes me very excited, so I'm leaning towards the Thallid. I could also see splashing this if we had any of the other life gain, but most of that's going to be in white, so I think we'll take the Thallid. It seems pretty good. Another Fetters, Rousing Read, Sky Scanner. Lofty Denial's pretty decent. We don't have any of the cheap flyers yet. I was really surprised at how late Sky Scanners. Fetters is really good. Yeah, it is. We actually have one on the board. We could potentially look into splashing white. Should that be the option, but... White just really was not open. We didn't see a single thing after we took the Fetters, really. So I'm very hesitant to get into it. I think I just want the Sky Scanner. And I definitely want this Grasp. I would love to wheel another Archer. Scorching Dragonfire is kind of nuts. This card's kind of bad. I don't think that this guy is really worth playing. Now, if we run out and don't get any 2-drops, we would probably run it, but tempted to take something else. Open up possibilities of splashing and also just... Like, this card is so much weaker. Kinda tempted to take the Scorching Dragonfire. That card feels borderline unplayable to me. Ooh. Zombie. I mean, I think Capture Sphere is the correct play, but with cards like Liliana's Devotee and Thallid, makes a lot of payoffs for Cage Zombie. We have a Grasp and an Eliminate. I'm gonna be greedy and go with the Zombie. We're pretty early in pack 2 still, so I have some faith. Boom! So excited! I'm gonna play the Zombie deck. I'm gonna play the Zombie deck. Our first draft is going well. I mean, I'll probably lose, but it feels like it's going well. Ooh, yeah, look at that redraw there. Remember I was passing the draw earlier. Some of the draw cards taking more greedy creature picks because blue does have a lot of really good draw and redraw, and Teferi's Protege is exactly the card I was thinking about when making that consideration. I'm not as high on Pestilent Haze, I think, as most people, and we are very light on 2-drops, so I'm pretty sure I just want this Guildmaster again. I mean, I'm not opposed to maybe splashing Fetters and this. I mean, it's either that or Crab. I'm not a huge fan of Read the Tides. How many Rousing Reads is too many? I mean, it just draws you stuff. Probably won't run it, but nothing else here is runnable either. Another Skeleton Archer. I like it much better than Rise Against. And we ended up wheeling this guy anyway. He's not great. I'll take the Lofty Denial. Now that we have the Sky Scanner, he's much better. I'll take the Walking Corpse now to help our 2-drop slot, plus we have 2 Lords. Feels much better. And that cancel we passed up early on when I took the greedier pick. When I was thinking about the cancel or the bird, and took the bird to hedge toward our preferred deck. Wow, this is the 3rd Fetters. Nuts. This pack seems kind of poopy, to be honest. Now, we do have double Liliana's Devotee, so I think Crypt Lurker is a pretty good card for us. I mean, it takes 6 mana for that to work, but it is really good value. And there's really nothing else in here unless we decide we want to splash double Fetters. We'll wheel the Walking Corpse, which with 2 Zombie Lords that are, I'm pretty sure they're not, yeah, they're not legendary, so. Not a great pack for us. I like the Imp a bunch, but the Tide Skimmer will actually probably come in handy. We've got double Bouncing Flyer, Sky Scanner, and double or triple Rousing Reed. So we might actually get the Sky, oh, and we have the double Guildmaster, so our entire deck is basically flying. Maybe Imp will wheel, I doubt it. Ooh, so a second Eliminate, a Thallid, or a Singer. This is a tough pick. Like, Eliminate's so much more situational. I think it's between Eliminate and the Singer. I'm gonna, yeah, we'll let it auto-pick that. Removal, I guess. Another Lurker. I'll take another Sky Scanner over another Lurker. Pitchburn Devils is pretty good. Nothing really here for us. Frost Breath, maybe. Probably won't get ran. Draw cards or Thalids? With the double Devotee, I'm kind of tempted to take the Thalid. We have draws with the Skimmer, and we've got it with the Protege. I think we could take the little bit beefier body. Roaming Light again, or Capture Sphere? I'll take the Capture Sphere. We didn't get as much removal as I would have liked. And I passed all the other Capture Spheres because I'm greedy. What pick is this? Is this pick 8? Okay, so this is not the wheel. I was like, I don't remember seeing the Black Shrine, which I'll take this. I don't know if we'll run it, but the Shrine does make things very awkward for opponents. Our curve is super low. We could run this, or we could just rare draft. Our curve seems really low. I'm just gonna rare draft. I don't think this guy's that great. Uncommon for vault value. Not running a 4th Rousing Reed. Might run the Protege. Doubt it. Dropping stuff. First draft in the format. I did one during the streamer event, but first one on my account. We did not wheel the zombie. Sadness. That's a zombie. That's not the one I wanted to wheel, though. Two 5-drops. I'm pretty happy to cut a land. Gonna cut this. Double Eliminate, Lofty Denial. Frost Breath, not very good. Rousing Reed cut. One Protege. Get rid of Fission. Crab. $14, $15, $16. So 4 cuts is what we're looking at? I think our top end is fine. I think we could cut a Rousing Reed. It's weird that the spells don't filter themselves to the bottom like they were. We actually don't have that many zombies. We have 4 total. 3, actually. We just have the 2. And he makes zombies. Like when Skyscanner dies. It's crazy that we have so many cards. It doesn't feel like we have that many. Our 3-drop slot's just so full. Maybe with the double Rousing Reed, let's see what our creature count is. It's 19. So we'll get rid of one of those, have 3 2-drops. We can get rid of this. Pretty optional. I mean, I still kind of like it. Kind of just puts them on like a clock. Draw a card, then discard a card. Maybe that's just better than Protege. And maybe we need Protege less with cards like Skyscanner. What do you think, chat? I think... What does Lurker do again? He's a decent body that lets you discard a creature or sacrifice a creature to draw a card, which works really well with the Liliana's Devotee if you get that far. But I'm not opposed to cutting it. I think it might be like Lurker, maybe a Rousing Reed. This card feels good to me, especially with cards like Ballad, right? Or Archer, you just suit them up and get in. It's gonna activate the Skimmer. It gives you a lot of stuff. I think Protege might be one of the weaker cards because we have the Stitcher, which will do the same thing. We got 2 Sky Scanners that'll draw for us. The Rousing Reed draws a bunch for us. And the Tide Skimmer is gonna draw for us. So that feels fine. And then I think cancel, or my major concern is we don't really have anything worth getting back with Stitcher, but I think it might be just cancel, or the Sanctum. Sanctum doesn't feel great. I mean, I kind of like putting them on a clock, but those cards are always kind of hit or miss. You need to not be too far behind. The Roaming Ghost is worth getting back. Yeah, he's decent. I agree with that. Oh yeah, I was in the middle of... I can do it after the draft, I guess. Okay. Land. We have more black, but it's probably still 8 and 8, because we got double black, double blues on the top. Rousing Reed, Sky Scanners will fix. This looks fine. This is a 16 land deck, I think, with, you know, 2 5s. And as much draw as we have in the deck, I think this is good. Let's give it a try. We got 2 zombie lords. We got 2 zombie lords. Even if it's not good, even if we lose, I'm still excited about this. All right, I'm down. We're on the draw. We just need any land. That land is perfect. This kind of sucks. I'm assuming they've got another removal spell. Oh no. Interesting. Oh. Okay. That's a really good aggressive turn. Holy shit. That guy's super cool. This is probably going to get instantly removed. There's so much good removal in the format. Oh no! Bouncy spells. There's a lot of bounce spells too. And he was on the play? Wow, what an absolute beating. And he's just redrawing every time with this. It's disgusting. Huh. All he had to do was have a lofty denial there and we'd just be dead. Stabilize! Okay, let's draw a card, see if we can get out of this. I love tempo decks as well. I like the Azorius Flyer tempo decks typically, but I mean this is basically the same thing. The one draft we did yesterday, we had 4 Spellgorger Weirds, and it was really fun. No, No! They are tempoing us out really, really badly. Oy vey. Yes, like Day 9's deck. Yeah, that'd be fun. Haha, HD. Between the birds and like the kids who think they're really cool with their exhausts that don't match their $1,000 cars. It's loud today. Sorry about that, guys. Really? How perfect did stuff work out for this guy? And we didn't have a bad start. Not at all. And honestly, their exhaust didn't sound that bad. There wasn't a whole lot of popping, so like the fuel intake on it's fine. It's just when they like are on a residential street and they just want to like show it off because it, you know, they think they're so cool because they have, you know, a $300 exhaust. It's pretty sad. I think I just want to keep the mutt back for now. I really... You picked the wrong one on accident? Destroy target. You meant to destroy target artifact? Is that what happened? I can't imagine he tried to cast it on purpose. I might regret this, but we've got roaming in our hand and we've got rousing reed to race in the air. So as long as the goblin arsonist doesn't, we don't trade with it, we can just like keep taking it every turn. Also pretty happy to do this. For roaming Ghostlight. Yeah, the art is really nice. I agree. Ugh. Big dragon. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na dragons. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na die. Got him! Woo! After that beating we took last game, whew, I'll take it. Did everybody get their FNM codes for the night? I actually don't have any more codes, Summer. I am completely out. I did not get any for this week. I didn't get any for last week either. Our connection did say that they were gonna give us theirs, but by the time, I'm worried that if they wait a couple more days, by the time they give it to me, the ones from last week will expire because they expire in 2 weeks. So, I played the Death Bloom instead of the Caged Zombie, in case there was like a Lofty Denial here. That destroys, huh? This isn't great. This guy really likes driving around my complex. If we hit a land, the Ghost Light will fix whatever he plays. If I didn't have the Ghost Light, I would probably hold open the Eliminate Lofty Denial. If he slams like a 5-drop here, I'll be really sad. Six mana is an awful lot, friend. This is the problem with not having hitting your land drops here. Definitely need a black source. Does it have a lot of high cost creatures? It has some. Oh, that's a good card. A great card. Huh. So if he uses a spell, like a draw spell, which he might do, we can do one of two options. We can counter it, or we can let it go. Okay. So he gets to eat our Thallid. But now we can't Lofty Denial our zombie guy. Doesn't actually hurt our board much. Because we get another 3/2 zombie out of it, right? If he wants to spend all of his mana final blowing again, the Liliana's Devotee, we can then capture Sphere the 3/3 and get in for a sizable chunk still. It's exactly lethal, actually. So he'll need that plus a little something that costs 3 mana. Or our option is we can also just Ghostlight whatever happens here and force some trades of some sort. All right. So do we play around another opt is the question. We could capture Sphere. Oh, actually, it's literally just opt, I think. He blocks the biggest thing, takes... I'm gonna bounce the Thallid. I didn't see a stick there. So if he blocks the biggest thing... I think he's dead. Yeah! Woo! Trying to think of anything else that he could have other than opt, but I don't think there is anything. It seems pretty fast. Yeah, I think it is a little bit. That's worth killing, I think. Do you prefer draft or sealed? I prefer them both. As a mainly limited player, I find a lot of value in both. I like some variety. Like, do you prefer pizza or tacos? Like, depends on the day. Depends on my mood, I suppose. Alright, we're falling a little bit behind in card value here. We have to hope we draw some of our redraw cards, like Rousing Reed. Okay, so here's the question. Should I just be willing to send... Yeah, this doesn't specify non-creature token. So I think I'm just gonna send everything. Draw a card, because it'll replace itself. They'll probably eat the Skimmer, but then we can replace it. It replaces itself, plus we get the value off the Devotee. So, I mean, it's not great, but it is fine. Drawing another land there wasn't great, but... we basically get 2 bodies by sacrificing the Skimmer. Well, two cards, essentially. And then next turn we can just attack with just the 3/2s and force the block that way. Or if he plays something bigger, like a 4 power, then we'll just attack in the air for 3 until he has to make the trade. And then hopefully next turn we can actually make a second Devotee and make double 3/2s every turn. And they'll become 4 power, which is really, really strong. So like we're behind on card advantage here a little bit, but not by much. Most of ours is just on the board. It just doesn't pair very well with the Ogre. Yeah, this feels fine. So 3, yeah. We have enough to do both. That feels really good. So we'll attack here. He'll probably trade with one of them, and then we can just make 2 more dudes. I'm really surprised he took that. I didn't play the general on purpose, hoping that he would make the trade, thinking I'd be able to make only 1 more dude, but... He blocks the 3 biggest things. 1, 2, 3. He takes 5. Ooh, spicy. It's great. Great. Let's go, spoopy zombies. Draw pre-combat. No tricksy traps. Let's go, zombies. Let's go. Seems fine. I'm a little scared against this deck. The double draw deck is rough. Serious business. Skeleton archers and stuff aren't going to do well against it. So. Oh, I see, I see. Pack leader, huh? Definitely want to try to draw land, ideally blue, so we'll play Sky Scanner before we play Ballad. Woo! Never didn't have it. This is indeed draft, yeah. Woo! Spicy meatball. Archer's so much better in this set than it normally is. Oh, man. Oh, tingles all over. So many 3-drop 1/1s. Oh, it's so good. So good. There's no white mana, so what could they? Can't really have much. I think I want to just do. Well, let's just attack first and see what happens. I think I was trying to play this. And then, even if he cacks it down with like a Faded Fetters or a Capture Sphere, we can then Rousing Read the Archer and still get the trigger off the Skimmer. I think that's better than Rousing Read now and having him lock that down. I'd rather him lock down the Skimmer, if possible. He could fight it, would be another option, but he's hovering over it. It's like we wrote it. Heyo, Shadow. Thank you, love. Appreciate the cheer. It's like we wrote it down. We mind controlled him and was like, hey. Let's go, Bouncy. Let's go. Woo-hoo. I am happy to trade this with your puppers if you wish. All my shit's flying anyway. He can't make me discard, so I'm down to get rid of this. We have the Stitcher for filtering, but like we might want to cast like Archer and Grasp at the same time. Maybe even Archer and Thallid if we draw another land. I can't imagine we will, but I mean, because I think the game will be over. Good games. Let's go, zombies. Let's go. Shadow, thank you so much for the cheer as well. I really do appreciate that. Quite generous of you. I dream too much. I tell myself that I can't stop. We could see clearly now. We could see clearly now. We could see clearly now. This is kind of a little bit of the opposite of what we had before, right? We had all black mana with like draw spells. This, our quickest, not only are we not on the draw, which we were, we are now on the play with nothing to do for 4 turns. I think this is a mull. I would keep, if those triple swamps, I would keep. This is much better. Yuzi, you got a bumblebee! Woo! Bumblebees! I love bumblebees. Cha cha cha. I'm tempted to just get the Lofty Denial that I know I can get. Yeah, I mean, we could eliminate it, but I feel like the Lofty Denial is a lot more inconsistent for us. I mean, I have a fair amount of flyers, but we're stuck on land. We have to draw the land, we gotta play the skimmer, and then, you know, have mana open, which might just not end up being the case. That's a really bad call. You're not gonna get punished by this more than once. Wrong set. It is unfortunate. We don't want to tap it down because then they get value every time they remove or kill something. They can still use its ability because it's a non-tap ability. That's a 2-for-1. That's a solid 2-for-1. But we're pretty far ahead. We have Capture Sphere in our hand, so as long as, like, if they're playing a single target, then we're looking really good. Like, the Scry 2 is really nice here, but this is gonna be a good Capture Sphere target. We keep the pressure on really, really nicely. Scry top, scary. In a pinch, depending on what they play, we can give stuff flying for the final damage. We can eliminate something. So they're on a reasonably short clock here. If I were to give something flying, I could go here as well. If a creature died. So for chump blocking purposes, this is pretty good. I actually kind of like this. I don't have enough mana now, but I'll probably like take 7 to the dome. And then this is actually the exact situation we were talking about in the beginning when I was saying that like we had a lot of small stuff. Gives us a 1/1, which is great for chumping. He can't actually really attack us, which is nice. So instant speed, this destroys, so that doesn't help. So the question is, I think I play the flyer. It makes it so that way I can't trigger the zombie, but I think that's okay. We have enough creatures. If he plays this last card, that would be really good for us. I don't know why he played this land. He should hold it for the Hollow Blade, right? If he has another removal spell. Ooh, okay, okay. That is nice. So this thing is ginormous now, right? Oh, nice top deck. He had no cards in hand. None. Ugh. Gross. Perfect. Attacking with your flyer. That's fine. Not ideal. But it's fine. Whew. Let's go, baby. Let's go. So he keeps his flyer untapped. He can whack me for 7. That's fine. I'm down to get rid of this too. Well, actually, I'm gonna take 7 Because what if he top decked another destroy or a bounce spell for our archer? Oh, he can't actually bounce the archer because it deals that damage to any target. What if he deals another destroy target tapped creature? We have no way of lethaling him. But if he destroys target tapped creature, we can actually... Oh no, because then this thing still works. I'm still gonna take 7, but no. We don't have great line if he bounces or if he destroys the archer, but now we have a pretty good line. I should have... The Lofty Denial wouldn't have mattered. Yeah! Woo! I was thinking potentially we end up in a position where we can bounce the 7/7 and make the 1/1 the actual lethal threat, but we would still need another option for the other creature. But free rewards. Same thing again. On the play, no black land, only a 5-drop and a Lofty Denial. This is mulligan. Much better. I guess I prefer, so I think it's between Zombie and Thallid. I think the Thallid is better on its own, but the Zombie synergizes with the Devotee a little bit more, and he stops more aggressive decks. That felt like a stick. There's a stick here. So I'm gonna scanner instead of casting one of the zombies because I feel like there's a red removal spell coming. This feels very removal-y to me. And I don't want to lose either of these creatures if at all possible. Plus, I'd really like to draw a land. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Truffle Snout! Trouble Snout. I don't know why, I just like saying that card's name. It's really fun to say. I also like this play a little bit too, putting the cage zombie out here, because with the rousing read on it, if we don't draw land, it puts it out of reach of some of the removal spells in the format, and I like that. There was no stick there, so I hope that's a good sign for no removal. Maybe should have stayed back and double blocked the pig? No, because I'm not really willing to risk the caged zombie for the pig. Life is a resource. You shouldn't trade better creatures for worse ones. I need one blue land. My mana caps out at 5. I'm gonna be really greedy and keep the cards. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it! Yeah, trading a very powerful creature, or chumping a very, you know, or trading a very powerful creature doesn't feel great. 3, 4. What is it? When does this trigger? At the beginning of your pre-combat. What is that? 3, 4, 5. So this is 6 damage? If I put the Rousing Reed on something else? And he just dies on my pre-combat next turn? There's not a damn thing he can do about it? There's no life gain in his colors, right? He can nail me for 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, a pump spell would get me, though. Pump spell would get me. Yeah, that's the greedy play. One of the creatures will survive. Oh, pre-combat main phase. I thought it said at the beginning of your pre-combat. Oh, okay. Got it, Yanks. I did misread that. It's the first time I've cast any of the shrines. So as long as Sky Scanner survives, we have lethal, right? With the Rousing Reed. So as long as they don't attack, have 2 removal spells. I will chump block regardless just to play around Titan Strength. Think that's worth it. Also Sure Strike. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's exactly right. Does he have a sack outlet? That's 6 damage. Just in case. Okay. I was gonna suit up the Sky Scanner just in case he had like a 2. I don't know what he would have for 2 mana that would kill an X4, but I don't know the format well enough right now to not make sure I've got 2 lethal targets on board. Not trying to BM anybody. All right, guys, we are 6-1. Paired up against a mythic player. Bum, bum, bum. All right, so we are on the play. We just need a land, any land. We got a 2-drop, 3-drop, really nice curve. We just need a land. And keeping a 2-lander is pretty good. Or it's not good, but it's not bad. This is my first time watching your stream. Just want to say you're making so many sick plays. I am? Goodness, I'll take that. Do you have a lofty denial? I'm gonna say yes. Oh, you see that stick? You see that stick? This also helps me draw a land, hopefully to cast the Roaming Ghostlight, because I'll have to progress the board next turn. Otherwise, I'm still progressing and he's not progressing. But I didn't hit the land, but it gets me one land deeper, you know? So I still have a chance of hitting it next turn. Hopefully he'll progress, play a 4-drop, and then we just bounce it and keep the pressure. Worst case scenario, we play the Tide Skimmer, which is good. I'm definitely willing to trade Ballad for Mutt. Sure Strike would mess with us, especially because we do not have another black for our Grasp, which would really suck. But I mean, it's still a 1 for not a full 1, right? Because we would be trading the Sky Scan or the Sure Strike for our 3/2, but getting a 1/1 back. We still have 2 flyers here, so barring a removal spell. There is a stick on double red, so I'm assuming he's got something. Could be a Sure Strike. You can cast that on other people's cards. All of his mana. All right, so we're keeping the pressure up. They're tapped out. Good time to play the Devotee. Lets us just upgrade the Saproling next turn, potentially. So here is a good question. Should we just lock this down? What if he has a Sure Strike? Yeah, then Archer would not kill it. So I like just doing this. I think if he had a removal, he would have cast it already. It feels like a Sure Strike to me. And eventually we're gonna hit a land, any freaking land, and bounce whatever he plays and keep the tempo. I think if he's had 2 red open for several turns, Devotee would have died a long time ago. We need a land. There it is, baby. Your target non-spirit creature. Okay, so he's gonna cast some sort of spell. If it is a Sure Strike, he kind of has to cast it on my creature, right? What could it be? I feel like something is gonna happen. He's gonna activate this. We'll hold full control. So full control, resolve. He's gonna try to activate the Sphinx. In response, we'll kill it, which unfortunately hits both of our black spells, so we can't actually replace the Sky Scanner. But he did just Volcanic Geyser our card that already replaced itself. So he's still gonna eat some damage. We do have roaming for the next play, whatever it happens to be. Which I suspect is a Sure Strike, but it could have also just been the Volcanic Geyser just chilling. The reason I Skeleton Archer to that is because I wanted to tap down his blue land to prevent him from playing like multiple things. We could have Archered as well. And just like that, first draft of the season, new set. Oops. Take a screenshot of it for those of you guys who are in the Discord, or check out the website. Hopefully they'll be on there in the next week. Been getting a lot of behind the scenes stuff done, but there is a 7-win channel, guys, in the Discord where I post my 7-win decks so you guys can see what cards are working for me and which ones aren't. Now take all of that with a grain of salt because people have play styles, right? So like in the last set, I kind of refused to draft cycling, but that doesn't mean there aren't really good cycling decks. So you're just not going to see them on my 7-win category, but definitely a really fun deck. For those of you guys watching this on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you guys so much. Hit subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for checking out my video. If you enjoyed the content, please click the link below to check out our sponsor, Cool Stuff Inc. Without them, none of this content would be possible, and they've actually given us a 5% off code, so check that out. Also, a big thank you to all of you who have signed up for my Patreon. Many of you guys see your names here on this screen, and again, none of this content would be possible without you, so thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video.